All right, I'm going to review how to add and subtract polynomials, which adding and subtracting polynomials is very similar to combining like terms. You're just going to keep a lot of the same ideas in mind, okay? So this is a question that's on your homework tonight. We have negative 2x squared plus 4x minus 12, and we're going to add that to 7x plus x squared. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the problem without parentheses. So I'm going to distribute the plus sign to everything that is inside the parentheses over here, okay? Because in the beginning, we don't need to do anything to get rid of the parentheses. We can just get rid of them. So this is going to be negative 2x squared plus 4x minus 12. And then this is the plus sign that we're distributing. So it's like we're distributing a positive 1. Positive 1 times 7x is positive 7x. And then positive 1 times x squared is positive x squared. So as you can see, distributing a positive 1 to everything inside the parentheses does not change anything inside the parentheses, okay? But it's still a good habit to do this because if it's a subtraction sign, it does make a difference. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to combine like terms. And remember, in order to be like terms, it either needs to be a constant, we can combine constants, or it needs to be that they have to have the same variables and the same power to the same variable in order to be considered like terms. The coefficients don't have to be the same, just the variables and the powers do. So here I can combine negative 2x squared, and again, the sign that's before the number goes with that problem, and if there's not a sign, it's positive. So I'm going to combine the negative 2x squared with the positive x squared, and then I'm going to combine the positive 4x and the positive 7x. So when I do that, negative 2x squared plus x squared, which means it's like plus 1x squared, is going to be a negative 1x squared. But we're going to just write that as negative x squared. Okay. Then I have positive 4x plus 7x, and that is going to be plus 11x. And then I'm left with simply minus 12. So this is your answer. This is the sum of this trinomial and this binomial combined will give us this sum. Okay, so now let's look at a subtraction problem. So as you can see here, I have this negative sign here. So I'm going to distribute, this is like distributing a negative 1, and I'm going to have to distribute it to everything that is inside the parentheses here. So when I do that, that's going to give me negative 5m squared, because there's nothing out here to distribute, minus m. So I can get rid of those parentheses. Then I have negative times, this is like a positive, 3m squared, so it's going to be minus 3m squared. Then I have a negative times this positive, so it's going to be minus 4m. Then I have a negative times this negative is going to make it positive, so then it's going to be positive 5. Now I'm going to go through and see what like terms I have. I have a negative 5m squared, and I have a negative 3m squared. Then I have a negative m and a negative 4m. So those that are yellow are like terms, those that are green that are like terms. I have this constant here, and there's no other constants, so I'm not going to be able to combine that with anything. So for my answer, I'm going to have negative 5m squared minus 3m squared is negative 8m squared. Then negative m minus 4m is negative 5m. And then I'm left with plus 5. So this is the difference between this binomial and this trinomial. All right, now sometimes you're going to have problems that look like this, and again, this is a problem that's actually on your homework. And if I asked you to find the area of this shape, that means the area of the blue region and each of the yellow regions combined, okay? So let's start by finding the area of the blue, okay? So the blue region, area is length times width, because these are each rectangles. So area of a rectangle is length times width. So this is going to be x times y. And if you put y times x, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. And then for the yellow region, the area is x times z. Okay. And then for this other yellow region, to show you, then for this other yellow region, it's also going to be x times z. So the area of the whole thing is if I add them all up, if I combine them all. So it's going to be xy plus xz, I'll put my little line there, plus xz. Well, when combining like terms, I don't have any other terms that have xy, but I have two that are xz's. So that means that the area is going to be xy plus, this is like a 1x, oops, this is like a 1xz and a 1xz, so this is going to be 2xz.